Flash on, front camera, and your face comes back gray. Not the room, not the light, you. That film has a name, white cast, and it comes from the sunscreen. So we ranked 687 that claim to vanish. Our top 5 have something in common, and it is not the brand. Stay with me. You rubbed it in, it went on clear. A minute later, the mirror shows a gray film, so the amount was never at fault. The cream is doing something you did not ask for. But the gray has a source. Mineral filters like zinc oxide are white powder. They sit on top of your skin and stay white. So the film is pigment. It is color that came out of the tube. It is not your skin showing through. Therefore, the other kind is different. Organic filters dissolve into the liquid. That is what the word means here. So there is nothing white to sit on you. They leave no pigment behind. Think of a glass of water. Stir in white paint and the glass clouds up. Stir in sugar and the glass looks the same. Mineral is the paint. Organic is the sugar. But invisible is a word on a bottle. It is not a measurement. Therefore, we scored 687 of them. Now the question is, what we scored them on. So that is where the gray film comes from. Now the other half of the problem. Every sunscreen we rank carries one number. It reads like a verdict. It is not. Our score is 6 separate scores, pressed into one. But the 6 do not weigh the same. UV protection is worth 25 points. Health safety is worth 25 too. That is half a score from 2 parts. So half the result is settled before anyone mentions texture. Therefore, feel is not an afterthought. Gentleness is 15 points. How it wears on skin is 15 more. That is 30 points for what happens on your face, more than UV protection gets on its own. And the last 2 parts are small. How new the filter set is, 10 points. What it may do in the water, 10 more. Add all 6 and you land on 100. But where do those points come from? 45 are counted straight off the ingredient list. The other 55 are graded by a model. So the score is part sums, part judgment, not one person's taste. Think of the school report card with 6 subjects. They are not worth the same. 2 of them carry half the final mark. So a top grade in art is lovely. It cannot rescue a weak one in math. "687 sunscreens carry an invisible finish on this page. It is most of a shop wall, so on its own, the word sorts nothing for you. It only starts to mean something once we put the list in order. So here is the page, our top 5, in the order it shows them. First, Bar Centella Soothing Sun Essence, then Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Aqua Fresh, then the Rice and Probiotics one from the same brand, then Kundal Hyaluron Moisture Sun, and 5th, Baplain Sun Muse Moisture Sunscreen. We have not opened a bottle yet, but a pattern lands straight away. All 5 are chemical creams or essences, not one of them leans on a mineral filter, and all 5 come from South Korea, so the mechanism from Chapter 1 turns up in the results. Therefore, the spacing is the surprise. We scored the winner 92.95, number 5 sits at 91.3, under 2 points covers the whole run 1st to 5th. Picture 5 runners crossing the line inside one stride. The clock cannot split them, only the camera can. But here is why they bunch. All 5 take 100 out of 100 on the 3 axes we compute from the ingredient list, so every point of daylight between them comes from the 55 points our model grades. So here is our number 1, the Bar Centella Soothing Sun Essence. We scored it 92.95 out of 100. It is light with no added scent, but that light feel is also the thing it gives up. But the win is not the brand. It is the filter set. DHHB, ethylhexyltriazone, Chinosorb M, and Iscotrizinol. Every one of them is modern, so our mark for how new they are is 100. Therefore, the rest has to be judged, not counted. Therefore, the base is free to do other work. It carries centella, ceramide NP, and panthenol. There is no added scent, and no ethanol, which is the drawing kind of alcohol. But the thin feel is the bill. Our page lists 4 good points and 3 catches. The essence may not hold heavier makeup in place, and its thickeners, the cross polymers, can ball up under layers. Think of a thin coat of clear varnish on wood. You cannot see it at all, but nothing heavy will sit on top of it and stay put. So open the page and scroll. 6 marks, 1 for each part of our score. Then the good list and the catch list, side by side. Therefore, the trade is checkable, not just our opinion. The number 2 is the Relieve Sun Aqua Fresh from Beauty of Joseon. We scored at 91.55. That is just over a point behind our number 1, but it is not an essence. It is a light cream. Its page lists the filters, 5 modern ones, Mexeril XL, Mexeril SX, ethylhexyltriazone, DHHB, and BMO-triazinol, a newer filter. Therefore, the UVA side is well covered. That is the deep half of sunlight, the part that ages skin. But the same page lists the bill. Ferulic acid is in there, so is Mexeril SX. Both can sting a very reactive face, so second place is not the same as right for everyone. Therefore, number 3 matters. It is the Relief Sunrise and Probiotics from the same brand. In our ranking, it sits 1/10 of a point behind, 91.45. Call that level. But Free spends its budget on the base. It runs 4 modern filters, not 5. The rest goes to niacinamide, rice, and ginseng ferments. Therefore, it suits skin that wants calming, unless you want a short ingredient list. Think of 2 versions of the same car, same engine bay, different seats. The badge on the back does not tell you which one you want, only the test drive does. So here is number 4, the Kundo Hyaluron Moisture Sun. Our ranking puts it level with number 3 at 91.45, but it is the richest cream in the top 5. Look at its page, 5 modern filters. Under them, ceramide NP, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid at a few weights. Hyaluronic acid is what holds water in the skin, so this cream exists to keep skin damp. Our score reads that whole list. But rich comes with a bill. On oily skin, this cream can sit heavy, and there is no tint in it, so nothing here evens out tone. Though number 5 walks the other road. This is Beplain Sunmousse, 4 modern filters off the EU list and a short ingredient list on purpose. We scored it 91.3, nearly the same place, reached by leaving things out. But short can also mean bare. Few plant extracts sit in the base. It leans on bihenyl alcohol, a waxy ingredient. On very oily skin, some people will feel it. Think of 2 lunches. One is a sandwich piled with everything. The other is bread and butter, nothing more. Both of them feed you. Only one sits heavy after. It depends who is eating. So our ranking started with 687 products. It cut them down to 5, but there it stops. From 1st to 5th, the whole gap is under 2 points. Our score has said all it can say, and the last step is yours. So start with the skin that reacts. Number 1 is a thin essence, not a cream. There is no added fragrance in it. Under the filters sit centella and a ceramide, both there to calm things down. That is the one for skin that stings. But dry or normal skin wants a cream, not an essence. So go to number 2 instead. It is a water-light cream, also with no added fragrance. A ceramide and panthenol sit in the base, propping up your skin barrier. And if you want ferments doing the soothing, take 3. Rice and ginseng ferments with niacinamide. But if you want hyaluronic acid in a richer cream, take 4. We scored those 2 the same, right down to the decimal. So the base decides, not the number. So the quick answer is number 5. Normal to combination skin, no fragrance, no drying alcohol, and hardly any plant extras. If a long ingredient list makes you uneasy, that is your bottle. Think about the coat by your door. There is a better coat up in the attic. You still wear the one by the door day after day. Your sunscreen works the same way. But none of this counts if the bottle stays in the drawer, so pick the texture you will actually put on tomorrow morning. Let our score break the tie, not make the choice. So here's what all 5 have in common. Not one of them uses a mineral filter. That white powder is where the gray in your photo came from, and our top 5 finish under 2 points apart. So the number is not what picks your bottle. The base under the filters is match that to your own skin. The full invisible ranking is free to read.